LOL. Welcome to Hockey on
Hey.
Tap Podcast.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
this is.
Oh, I'm choking here. Oh, man. This is
I don't know
great.
what's going on, but it's not working. I have a major issue here. It says 4-shot, but it's not. There it is. It said 4-shot, but it wasn't
Jesus.
working. This is a disaster.
Dude's trying to kill me right off the bat. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm your host,
wow.
Bill Dean.
That was good.
This is Hockey on Tap Podcast.
Oh, man.
I kept clicking the button that says 4-shot, but it wasn't working. So then I clicked over to 2-shot, and it was me and Shorts guy for a little bit. I Schwim for a little bit. Just a total disaster. But I'm your host, Bill
Yeah,
Dean,
it
of
is.
course, here with
I
my
blame your
three
sausage
co-hosts,
fingers.
Shorts guy, Steven, Schwim.
Do you need a special
you can find
dialing
this-
wand?
I do. We're brought to you by Primetime Radio, courtesy of Sam Wu, who may be in for a little treat later on, but we'll see. And I'm behind the glass messing things up. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Leave us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. I have a fifth guest, by the way,
Yep, there
who
she is.
doesn't
Yep.
want to sleep.
Oh, hello.
Inevitable.
Gents,
We
what do we drink?
Just expect her.
Hi.
Hi,
That's
Sarah.
a nice,
More
nice
entertaining.
doll you got there.
More entertaining than anything else.
Exactly. I am drinking nothing but tea because I am not feeling all that fantastic. Courtesy of Brooke Amanda. So I appreciate
Oh,
She
it.
got you
around.
sick?
No, I woke up not feeling well today. So, and
You
it
said
seemed to
to
go
Brooke
down.
Amanda like you got sick because of her.
No. The tea is courtesy of Brooke Amanda. But
Gotcha.
my illness is courtesy of who knows what. I don't know. I'm around germ
Kids.
factories all day.
Yeah, I would say
Yep.
kids. Yes,
Yeah. Well, so
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
I'm
my
having
daughter
tea
in
tonight.
fun and bubble soup
Not-
from now on.
non-alcoholic tea, and unfortunately, guy, it's got honey in it, so it's not vegan. So
Hmm.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
really lame.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
Tisk.
Tisk.
So I'm
Guys-
busting out the Randall again, just because I felt like being
Woo!
fancy. I'm a little scared of this, to be honest with you. So I decided I have some Dandy's marshmallows that are pretty stale. So I was like, you know what? Let me
Ooh.
just throw them in this Randall and see how a 90-minute IPA tastes with a whole bunch of marshmallows
Okay.
in there. I'm not going to eat them afterwards because they were rock solid.
Well, maybe they'll
Um,
soften
Like
up.
a
though.
hurricane.
But yeah, let's see.
I think you should eat one on air and let everyone
you
see your
should.
reaction.
All right, maybe I'll try.
Oh, so it's been in there for a while now. You've been brewing it for a while.
I poured this about an hour ago.
Great podcasting. Schwim, while he's
Oh,
doing
sorry,
that,
my
why
bad.
don't you?
I'm drinking another Nightmare. I think I've had this one on here before.
Cloud.
Sure you
See,
have.
The-
see.
I don't know
Now
how to
you should
pronounce
have
it.
you should have a Peroni tonight.
I should, if I had
You
Peronis.
really should have. You should have had a Peroni.
I should have Peronis on hand at all time, or Stella's.
You really should.
Yes.
This one is it's saison brewed with apricot, jasmine, juniper, and Himalayan rice.
I love
I
apricots.
love saisons. Oh my god,
60
this
6%.
is. I'm gonna be honest with you. This feels
Is it
disgusting.
still rock hard?
It's hard, but it's also kind of like disintegrating in my fingertips.
That's
Ugh.
what she said.
Heyo.
What do they make
Heyo.
vegan marshmallows out of?
It hurts.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can't answer you. I'm gonna be here chewing for a while. Sorry.
We'll get back to Steven in a little bit. I am going from Drecker Black Forest Cake Slang du Jour Sour a la Mode. So,
mouthful.
courtesy
Jesus.
of Bottle King in Morris Plains. This one is malt. They use pale 2-row, carafoam, and wheat. Hops is Magnum. Flora is Lactobacillus culture and
Oh, my
house
goodness
ale
gracious.
yeast. And then gimmicks: chocolate cake, cherry, almond, vanilla ice cream, and vanilla beans. So lactose, but
Of course.
yeah, it looks very interesting. Drecker is one of those breweries. If you
Sounds
can, my family went out there, but it's a fantastic brewery. Awesome sours. They do use lactose in some, not all, because I actually
Where are
spoke
they-
to
where are they
the
located?
brewer about it. They're in Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
there's
the
a Miss Mim. I've seen him as well.
But
Got to make an appearance.
all right.
Very grabby.
Really hot.
Yeah. All right, let's get what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. My daughter won't go to sleep. I don't know if you guys heard.
Why?
That's the snapshot.
It is.
Yep.
I don't know if there's
Right.
if you guys had heard, but there might have been a pretty significant hockey trade. And when you look at the
Has there?
NHL landscape, there's not many player for player deals, or I guess it's obviously between Colorado and Carolina, but there's not many trades you get nowadays where it's player for player, where both teams are still looking to compete and win, which is what Colorado and Carolina are trying to do. But overall trade haul, you have Mikko Rantanen going to the Carolina Hurricanes, along with Taylor Hall. He comes from Chicago Blackhawks. Going the other way from Carolina, you have Martin Necas. You have Chris Drury, nephew, Jack Drury.
Yeah.
Which I'm not, he's okay. You had a second round pick and a fourth round pick, or second and third, or second and fourth, I can't remember. And then going to Chicago, which also retains salary on Mikko Rantanen. You get a third round pick,
right?
which is actually which
Something
was actually
stupid.
their third round pick. Which,
they got their own pick back.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Friedman was saying that he thinks that was done on purpose, that they wanted their pick back on purpose, much like St. Louis wanted their pick back from the Penguins because they might go RFA hunting this offseason. So we'll see what happens there eventually. But overall, great trade for Carolina. If they can re-sign him, which he's still going to want $14 million, $13 million. He's going to want, Leon Draisaitl numbers. If they can do that, then good for them. If not, it's a huge miss because obviously last year Gensel, now this year if that happens to Rantanen, I don't think that Rantanen's going to look to stay there and give them any kind of discount. He wants his money. He's made that pretty clear. There was some comments that came out saying that he would have taken below discount to stay with Colorado and that they were talking, but then he was traded. I don't necessarily believe that. But in all cases, if Carolina can re-sign Rantanen, I think that's a good deal. For Colorado, Necas is a good player, point per game. He's doing really well now. He fits the run and gun style that Colorado has to play with McKinnon. He already has 2 points in 2 games, I think it was. Drury is a third line center, decent. They get a picks. But I didn't, when you trade the superstar, you do not get superstar value back. It just never happens.
No.
And, who knows what other teams they went to talk about it, but this was the best they could get. And I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think?
If he wasn't going to sign, I think it's a great haul for.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting him walk, for nothing.
You
got at least
the
something back.
guy that's going to be a UFA. Yeah, Martin Necas is Jack Drury is a serviceable player. They got a second and fourth round pick, which great, and Necas I think fits that team wonderfully. He's not Rantanen, but I think he's still an excellent piece to come back. So I feel like what's funny. I think all 3 teams won because the fact that Chicago got
I don't think
anything.
Chicago won.
I do. They got something for Taylor Hall,
No.
and the salary retention. The salary retention doesn't make a difference.
I think they could have gotten a third round pick for Taylor Hall at the deadline to take salary on top of that. Everyone else thinks that they lost this deal.
Salary for the rest of the season.
Salary retention in the NHL has gotten you at least a fourth round pick in player swaps where you're the third team. It's happened on multiple occasions. So they could have got a fourth round pick just for that. And then I think that Taylor Hall would have been a good ad for a team down the stretch at the trade deadline. They could have gotten a second or a third.
Taylor Hall
I think they could have gotten more.
Terrible.
They got a third though, right?
He's terrible, and not only is he terrible, but chances are he's probably you approach the trade deadline and he's going to get hurt. So then he can't be traded. So the fact that they got a third round pick for a nothing player at this point in his career, good for them.
Yeah.
It's not like they got a haul back.
He was
I think all
such a late. That was so late because Tampa was playing Chicago that night, and Pat Maroon was supposed to be a healthy scratch tonight. He got called at like 5:30 in the afternoon. He was sitting on his couch. He's like, I just got called at 5:30, and now I'm not scratched. I'm playing because Taylor Hall got traded.
Why would he
Yeah, I saw that.
not? Why would he not be at the game?
I don't. He said he was on his
Why would he
couch.
stay
He was on his
home?
couch.
Well, if he's not playing, he's going to be a healthy scratch. Like, why is he going to be at the arena 2 hours early? Like, he could just show up.
Yeah.
It's not like us schlubs that got to go find parking and fight traffic.
I
Like,
guess.
he just pulls in under the arena. The game starts at 7. He'll get there at 6:30.
Yeah, I guess.
you know.
Who knows when they actually show up or when they're supposed to show up? He's a veteran, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Chicago, so it also doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
if the last thing I'll say about this, if Rantanen doesn't resign and Carolina fizzles out in the playoffs, I mean,
Again,
I don't think it gets any worse for Carolina than it did last year with
yeah. If they
Kemsel.
can't re-sign him, it's a pretty big loss.
Yeah,
It's a
They
huge
have to have
loss.
confidence that they're going to re-sign him.
Substantial.
I think their main like chip that they're going or bargaining chip or whatever that they're going to use is
Aho.
Sebastian Aho to try to just
Yeah.
convince the hell out of him. Like, hey, you can play with me for however long, and
Well, they can
just
afford him.
convince him of
Give
everything.
him what he wants. Give him what he wants.
He has the same agent
You know?
as Draisaitl, so that's why he's going after his same
Yeah,
money.
that's got to be Carolina. Carolina has to be in the situation where they know that they can give him what he wants. It's just a matter of whether or not he agrees to do it.
Yeah,
Because to give up Marty Necas, I mean, forget the picks and Jack Drury, but to include Marty Necas in that trade, to give him up, not having any idea whether or not this player coming over is going to stay with you, is a major, major blow.
it's a risk.
So
It's a big
there
risk.
It
are-
is totally a risk.
Carolina's already over the salary cap at this moment. They're actually $1.3 million over. Their roster breakdown as of the start of the 25-26. So they're
Ship out
losing
more
Taylor
people.
Hall's contract, which is $6 million. They lose Jack Roslovic's 2.8, Jesper Foss 2.4. See if they re-sign him. Orlov 7.7. So there's actually a big hit where if they don't re-sign Dmitry Orlov, I guess they can recoup that and use it. Same thing with Brent Burns, who's at 5.5.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they should break the bank.
Easily
But
sign him.
I hope they don't. I hope they flounder, and that's going to be fantastic.
They still
he's
have.
gonna
but
make-
they still have to
he
figure
doesn't
out a
wanna come back.
goalie. Like they still
Yeah,
have.
'cause
to
you
figure
can't-
out a
I mean, I don't
you
know.
can't trust
I don't
Anderson.
know. I don't know if they have to. They haven't wanted to, and they've been doing this for so long.
I know
I'm
that.
sure I'm sure they're gonna go. They're gonna go. The same exact route. Just be like, the goaltender is just a
Yeah.
complimentary player on our team.
They're
and we're
not
gonna
going to try
give
to acquire a
Brandon-
goalie. There's no way.
Brandon's gonna get somewhere between 10 and 11 million a year for however
No, he's
many
not. He's going to
years.
get more than that.
Think so? More than
Yeah, the
He's gonna
rumors
want
were
more
that
than that.
Colorado offered him $12 million per year, and he said no to that. He wants Draisaitl's 14.
Okay, so he's
I don't
gonna
know.
get 14 million a year.
Yeah, that's good. He's going to get essentially a little less than Leon Draisaitl got.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
I
you're
think
getting
that they'll,
you got the
play that.
cap, you got the cap going up a ton. Was it like 9 million plus all of
Yeah.
that money being shed
Mhm.
through not signing? They don't have to sign any of those guys. Some
Plus,
of the
what other-
complimentary guys,
what
like
other contracts
Roslovic and Boss,
they get rid
maybe,
of?
But yeah, they
Well,
can move. They can move some guys.
Yeah.
too, also.
Or
so.
Orlov's 7.5 or 7.75 is for 33-year-old third pairing defenseman. See you later. Like yeah, that's
Same with
found
Brent
money.
Burns. I don't think you can.
Yeah?
You don't need to re-sign Brent Burns unless Brent
Is
Burns
he
really
have-
wants to
is he
stay
UFA?
and stays for $1
Yeah, he'll be a
million or
UFA too.
something.
He's a UFA.
And Freddie Anderson's contract comes off the books. That's $3.5 million off.
Yeah, you don't need him.
Sean, they had some great deals with Sean Walker and Shane Gostisbehere. Each of them 3.5 and 3.2. For 3 years
good.
plus. Chatfield for $3 million. Then obviously Slavin's at 5.5. Or sorry, Slavin will go up to 6.5 next year. But their defensive core is still
pretty good.
really good.
Yeah,
Still
good.
solid.
Good.
I don't. They don't have like a. I mean, if they let Burns and Orlov go, who's their
Yeah.
power play guy?
Gostisbehere.
Well, Gostisbehere's the
Yeah,
have
you're
to
gonna.
be.
You're gonna
He's been
keep,
doing-
I guess you're gonna keep
he's
him.
been doing pretty good with them.
Well, he's got a 3-year
Yeah.
contract. Gostisbehere's got 3 more years
Oh,
after this.
okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought he was a one.
Him
Okay,
and
there
Walker
you go.
both have the same term.
All right, so you don't need any of them. So they easily fit him under the cap. And you know what?
Yeah.
Carolina actually does a pretty good job at cap management. They every offseason they sign like friggin' 5 or 6 guys, and you're just like, okay, you're wondering what their cap's at and how they can fit it under, and they're always under, so they'll figure it
Yeah.
out. It's a matter of whether or not he wants to stay, I guess.
Listen, you got
Which-
Aho at 10.
no.
You got Svetch at 7.5 or 7.75. You got Jarvis at 7.5, and then you have Kut and Konemi at 4, almost 5. Which that
Yeah, that
contract's
was
awful.
a mistake. Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of their
Fourth
stuff, Stahl is $3 million. Martinook's $3 million. Carrier is $2 million. I mean, guys are.
I mean,
pretty much
they
paid
need a
what
goalie.
should.
They need a
they
goalie,
do.
but I think they can probably re-sign Rantanen.
Yeah.
If he wants to stay there, I don't unless he wants to go like.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be
somewhere
if he
that
wants
doesn't
to
have any
stay or not.
taxes. Yeah.
All right. So the Colorado side, you guys. I mean, overall, for what they got or what they gave up, you're not happy. But do you think they have another move in them? You think they do some more stuff? What?
Yeah,
Carolina or Colorado?
Colorado, right?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I think they're still. Everyone's talking about what's his face being moved. God damn it, I can't think of his name.
Nishishkin, Landeskog,
I'm blanking.
Middlestat, Lehkonen.
Yes, Middlestat.
Just
Okay.
going down.
Sorry,
the
Middlestat.
roster. Just going down
stinks.
the roster.
He's
not
not
been good.
great, but yeah, they were talking about moving him, and I think they definitely have a couple more moves in them. Did you see like how dejected they were the game after against friggin' Boston? They looked like shit, and they were just in the locker room afterwards. Yeah, they lost, but they're also, of course, everybody's asking about Rantanen and how
Yeah, that's
how
gonna
upset they
happen.
were. It's got to be
If you're
upsetting.
McKinnon, if you're McKinnon, how do you?
He was.
How
He was
are you happy
really
about
upset.
that?
He was not
You're
happy
gonna be
about
so
it.
pissed.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do anything if Rantanen doesn't want to stay. He doesn't want to stay.
Well,
What can you do?
pay
you know?
him.
But
Well, I mean,
why can't they pay him?
They might not be able to. I mean, McKinnon's contract is
It's 12 and a
also
half.
very large. So
Yeah.
I mean, if
Rightfully
you want
so.
if you want two guys on the team making 26, 27 million combined,
Larger
I mean,
cap.
it's not great. It's not great management for Colorado, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried. It's not like with Gensel, where for all things that I'm aware of, they really never tried to re-sign him. So that's upsetting. But I mean, yeah,
Just,
I mean,
like,
they
at the
tried.
end of it, it sucks.
And they tried, and you know what? They tried it.
Go.
Yeah, it does suck. It does suck. And some guy who's been there, they won a championship with them. Everyone's close, especially McKinnon and him. They have a great dynamic. So yeah, there's going to be that initial downer that everyone's bummed out that he's actually gone. But
your buddy's traded. I mean, that's got to suck.
yeah,
And then what do they
Well,
do? They bounce back and beat the Rangers the next day. Woo!
Yep. I knew that was
Yeah,
gonna happen.
baby.
Yeah.
I was all for that.
Yeah, I'm all for the
Always
Devils on their
cool.
losing streak too.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, $14 million for Draisaitl. I say Rannon gets 13.5, 14. He's right about there. All right, so obviously the trade was a big thing in the NHL this past weekend. Shocked everybody.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it came out
overall,
of nowhere.
exciting. You have a couple of re-signings. Logan Thompson getting a 6-year, almost $6 million per year contract extension with the Capitals. Obviously, he's been really good. I think he's got 23 wins and only like 2 or 3 losses. Played really well. Like Stephen I was saying, he's played 60% of the games. He's in a
Why
timeshare,
wouldn't
but
Canada select him?
well, they can't now. I guess the only replacement I've heard talked about is Pietrangelo because it looks like he's going to be out for the Four Nations. So they're talking about some replacements for him being Uyghur and it was Uyghur. It was a couple other guys.
Sweden's going to Sweden's going to have to find another goalie.
Markstrom.
Yeah, it's true. That's a big loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I see Uyghur, I see Ekblad, they've even talked about Chris Letang as basically as a replacement. Evan Bouchard would be a good one considering they put Travis Sanheim in the stupid team for some reason. Bowen Byram's not going to be on there. Jacob Chikrin's had a good year. I don't think he's going to be on that. Drew Doughty could be because he's obviously a Team Canada guy. Dougie, he was bandied about. Brandon Montour.
I'm Doug.
What do you guys think? Who would you put instead of Pietrangelo since he's injured?
I mean, I think probably Bouchard is everyone's
He's got to
guy.
be the best, right? Yeah.
I do like Uyghur.
Bomb from
I
the
think
point. I don't know why you
I
wouldn't.
think
want him on
Uyghur's
your
a
team.
better. I think Uyghur's a better choice because I don't necessarily think. I mean,
He
they got
plays
Cal
all
McCarr,
situations.
so you have Cal McCarr, so you don't need Bouchard. So
And Morrissey provides offense too, so it's not like. And
Also,
so does
correct.
Theodore.
Morrissey.
Theodore's actually
and
played really
Theodore,
well.
Yeah, Theodore's another
Yeah.
big power play guy. McCarr does everything. So it's just if you want to add they don't need another puck moving offensive guy. But Uyghur's he's no slouch when it comes to offensive talent too. But I think he's better defensively. So I
Your
think
beer just spill?
No, it was a
Oh.
boatload of little tiles that are all over the place now.
It almost sounded like glass.
That's what I thought. I
did
thought like
sound
you had a
glass.
glass in it.
Yeah.
She knocked it off.
No, I made sure to leave the beer over on the other side where the girl can't get it.
Well,
She's
as
like
long
a
as she's
cat.
not, as long as she's not
Where's your
knocking
mother?
over your pogs, because that would be a travesty.
Yeah, my pogs. I had the OJ Slammer. It was great. That was one of the
Right.
best
And that
pogs
was-
ever.
I have
I
a
still
devil
have that
slammer.
The
I have a
juice,
devil
the
slammer
juice is
somewhere.
loose.
Yes.
So great.
I have the same
I-
one.
But do you have
gotta
I don't know
find
how the
where
hell I
it
got
went,
that.
'cause they're somewhere in
in
the
pog
house.
form?
Pog
I
form.
never had pogs.
Yeah, they were.
I had no
fun.
idea what to do with them. I just like had them and looked at them, and that was
Well, the
it.
whole idea, right, was to
About
like
it.
flip them over. Right,
I
you had to
don't know.
drop
You
the
smash
sander
them or
on it, and then the
something.
amount you
I don't
flipped
know.
over, you got. I don't remember. There
I
was some stupid
never.
thing.
I collect them like they were like baseball cards. That's the only thing
Yeah, that's
I
how
use
you
them
do
for.
everybody
Just like
did.
look at.
Mm.
Should have been playing Bone Storm instead.
Buy me
Yeah.
Bone
Or
Or
the
a cup and
Carvelos
ball.
putting challenge.
Or cup and ball.
Yep.
Where's
It's
my
a
cup
good
and
old
ball?
cup. Mine. Oh, I think my kids stole mine. No, here it is. Good old cup and ball.
It's downstairs somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. We're off the rails as usual. This is Hockey
We
on Tap
oh,
podcast. If you guys
all
didn't
over
understand.
the place.
Another transaction. You had Will Borgen getting a contract extension from the Rangers, $4 million per year for 5 years. Yep, He-Man. So New York Rangers signing, a stay-at-home defenseman to a long-term contract, which usually goes really well.
I was young, so
Yeah, he's played well for the Rangers. He played well last year for Kraken, so hopefully he's on the trajectory upwards. But just, that's not the deal. I wanted to trade him for a first-round pick. What was it? Who was it that said he was worth a first if you traded him then? Was it the stupid?
All of Rangers Nation. Is that
No. It was a big. It was a Sturvali. It was some.
I don't
it was.
know.
Yeah, it was
No, it could've
someone
been
just
him.
saying he was worth a first.
These
round
guys,
Ranger fans?
these big name guys, the Saravallis and Friedmans, and they're all turning into clickbait, just like
Yeah.
everyone
well,
else.
that's how you
They're-
get your money.
yeah,
They're
because
just trying to
they're
get their
all
money.
there's so many insiders, right? So now it's just like keeping people looking at their feeds at all times. So they just, I don't know.
Well,
It's just
these insiders is they're all turning into the way that election night coverage turned into, where the networks were the first to want to call something just so that they can have the most eyeballs on the network. These guys want to be the first to have the inside information and break this, breaking news, so that they can get all the clicks and all that crap. So same thing.
Yeah. So we had that signing. Obviously, a bunch of games. Some pretty good ones. You have Malkin, who's out week to week
Big save by
again with
Jake
an
Allen.
injury. Yeah. Blackhawks. Obviously talking about the rebuild post trade.
still a rebuild.
There was
Yeah, still
by the way,
everything.
there was a great meme after that trade, and it had the Avs and the it had the Avs and the Hurricanes logo on a bed, and the Blackhawks logo sitting on a chair in the corner.
The cup chair.
Yes.
Yep.
The cuck chair.
Well, that's what. There was something like imagine you're Connor Bedard and seeing Mikko Rantanen's name on your roster, but he's actually not there because you're just eating salary.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Chicago
I can't imagine, like,
Blackhawks.
2 seconds.
Is he gonna stay? Like, how long until
Uh,
they're any good?
I think it's gonna be a
It'll
while,
be a
and he might be
long
gone.
time.
He might leave.
If they don't,
Good.
if they don't show him something like this offseason, if I was him, I'd be like, I want to trade. I want out of here because you
He's
guys.
got one more year, right?
who-
Next year's the last of his entry level.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but then he'll get the RFA.
He'll
They
hold
usually have
out.
to
Right.
bump him up.
He'll have to
Yeah.
hold
But, I
out,
mean-
like completely
Oh, and
hold
if somebody
out.
offer sheets,
Fully his way
if somebody
out.
offer sheets him, that's major draft compensation, right?
Well, would they take an offer sheet? Do you think they would?
Oh, they'd match it, right?
They'd match
Yeah.
it immediately,
So
no matter what.
if that's him, I would want the offer sheet to be like a 1 year max level
1 or
contract, so
2,
then I'm
yeah.
a UFA. Yeah,
Right.
so that you become a UFA afterwards and totally screw the Blackhawks. That would be hysterical. I've never
Would
wanted
the
someone to leave a
league-
team more.
Would the league even allow him to leave?
That's a good point. Also,
I mean,
Would the
it's
league
his
because
right.
you
They let
know,
him go to a certain team, maybe.
but the
Oilers.
league has this hard on for Chicago. They
yeah.
had the Winter Classic despite the fact that they suck, and they've sucked considerably
so
for multiple years.
Chicago's
If
one of the
you
biggest
sign-
markets, if not the biggest.
I
What, New
know,
York's probably the
I
biggest.
know.
Chicago too,
Yeah,
or
New
is
York's
it vice
one.
versa?
Toronto, New
It's-
York are probably 1-2.
Toronto, New York, definitely.
So the NHL
Well,
NHL
LA.
doesn't really care about the Canadian
Call it
markets,
Canada.
honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Because they
It's
know
all
that it's
about-
guaranteed. They know it's
Yeah.
guaranteed.
They care about the U.S. markets, which is why they keep wanting to
Um,
have that's why they want another friggin' what do you
Atlanta.
call it?
U.S.
They wanna
team.
try
That's
huge
why they
Atlanta,
want.
yeah.
That's why they want the cap to go up because U.S.
Yeah.
dollar.
Mhm.
The offer sheets. So if you
Alrighty,
sign,
dollar.
if you would probably sign, you think you would sign a $9+ million contract in RFA?
Maybe.
You think you'd push
Probably.
that
I don't
high?
know. Yeah, I guess.
All right, so say he makes $9 million, over $9 million. He would get 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick. If he signs over an 11.5, which could be feasible in someone
be.
doing RFA,
At that point, it
Four-
could be,
Yeah.
4 first-round picks.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
Chicago, how do you not take that?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess.
None of
problem
that's
is-
guaranteed, but
Also, which team is giving you this? Because if it's like a top
Yeah.
team that's giving you,
yeah, and you get 4
that's going to finish. They're going to
29th
make the
overall
playoffs
picks.
every year. Yeah, or like late 20s, whatever.
Colorado?
Yeah. I think it all
Rangers?
depends on what team. Yeah.
Edmonton having 3 nasty centers. That makes sense.
With what? With
All right.
what cap space? And no
Yeah, I know.
goalie?
They'll find it.
Edmonton's
They'll
still
find it.
going to fail, but they'll have no goalie. They're still not going to go anywhere.
Yep, it's gonna be funny to watch that more and more. All right, Boldy and his 3 points beating the Blackhawks. Velarde got 4 points in his Jets defeating the Flames. So a couple of guys going off last week. A couple of good teams playing well. Here's your standings through yesterday's games. Toronto sitting in first, 62 points. Florida right behind them, 61, and then Ottawa at 56. Bruins at 56. Tampa at 55. Tampa right now outside of the playoffs.
They look like shit.
In the Metro, Capitals steamrolling everybody. Carolina's right behind them at 64.
They lost
Capitals at
last night.
71 points for the Caps. Yes, a 1-game losing streak.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Yep. Right now, Senators 7-2-1. They've made up a lot of space. Capitals 7-1-2. We said the Devils were sitting behind Carolina. Columbus ahead of the Rangers by 3 points. In the Western Conference, 7-2-1. Winnipeg Jets have 71 points. They're tied with the Capitals for the league for the President's Trophy. Dallas Stars 63. Minnesota Wild 62. Avalanche 60. They pull up the rear. And then in the Pacific, Vegas Golden Knights, Edmonton Oilers, Kings in that order. Flames still playing well behind rookie goaltender Dustin Wolf, who right now is probably the Calder Trophy favorite.
Yeah, he's up there. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
he's
no
up
way they're
there.
not going to give it to Celebrini, but it's.
I mean,
it's
I think
gonna
Lane
be-
Hudson
if
is
Wolf-
making a claim
if
for
Wolf-
it.
If Wolf
Yeah,
leads the Flames to the playoffs, he has to get Rookie of the Year.
no, there's an anti-goalie bias. They're going to want
He's-
Celebrini to have it.
But for Rookie of the Year, you think Rookie of the Year is
Yep.
He
the
probably
one that is
he
really,
probably
oh,
won't even
God?
be nominated.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
there's no way.
There's no way they'll
won't
give it
even
to
be
a goalie.
He won't even be a top 3.
There's no way they'll.
No,
they'll
with
give
the
it to a goalie.
Williams, right? The Calder Trophy is not the same as the Hart.
Yeah.
A goalie's not going to win the Hart unless you have some sort of historically
Carey
statistical
Price.
season.
Theodore.
Yes.
Jose.
That's the only way you're going to get nominated for the Hart, let alone win it. But like the Calder Trophy, I mean, anybody can get nominated. There's been goalies. I mean, it was Steve Mason the last goalie who won it. Not that there aren't many rookie goaltenders.
David
who
Abisher?
should be
Didn't
nominated.
David Abisher get it?
No, there definitely aren't many that should be getting it. But
So
I
he'll
think
be
it's Lane
nominated.
Hudson right now.
Absolutely. Hudson, Celebrini,
Lane Hudson,
Wolf
you
right
think?
now, probably.
I like Lane Hudson right now in the lead.
Maybe.
Surging Montreal team. He's playing really good.
Let's see here. Bedard, Beniers, Sider, Kaprizov, Makar, Pedersen. What was the last goalie to get it? Can you guys
Probably
name the
Ma-
last goaltender? Steve Mason.
Mason.
Did we already say it?
2009.
Yeah, I said it.
Somehow-
Before that,
somehow-
Andrew Raycroft in 2004.
Yeah.
Wow.
somehow Bedard
Oh,
will win it for
the
a second
Blackhawks
year in a row.
01. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jim
Bedard will
Carrey
win it
in
for a second year in a row.
95 or whatever the hell it was.
Nabokov,
Vezina and rookie, right?
I think he won both, didn't he?
Both.
That
Talking
year?
No,
about a
Vezina.
waffle
95,
face.
95 was
and
not.
then was
Shrimp.
not good.
It
Same with
wasn't
Steve
him.
Mason,
Who
though. He was
do you
terrible
think?
after that
Who do you
too.
think was the Calder Trophy winner in 1995? Quebec Nordiques.
Sakic?
Peter
No.
Forsberg.
Forsberg. Oh, okay.
Marty won it in 94, and then Eddie Belfour in 91.
Wow.
The Calder?
Sergei Makarov. Yep.
It's
Nice.
not a
So there
goalie
were
league
a
anymore.
collection
The
of-
league doesn't like
collection of
goaltenders
goalies.
anymore.
Well,
Nope.
there's just like there really aren't rookie goaltenders
No, I know.
that
Wayne
start, that are like the
Gretzky did not
Starter.
win the Calder. How is that possible?
Well, he had to give something to someone else. Who won it
neither
this year?
neither did Crosby
Well, that was Ovechkin, right?
of all the trophies he won. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the trophy you'll have one chance to win, except they'll give it to Bedard for second year in a row.
You know what's wild? I'm pretty sure. Speaking of rookie goaltenders, I'm pretty sure you'll never see a rookie goaltender ever win 2 Stanley Cups as a rookie.
2 cups
repeat
as
that?
a rookie.
2 cups as a rookie because Matt Murray did not play enough games in his first cup win to constitute for his rookie season. So the following season was
that's right.
actually his rookie season in which he won another cup. So 2
Hmm.
Stanley Cups as a rookie goaltender.
Pretty crazy.
Makes sense.
Penguins legend Matt Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was never to be seen again.
Nope.
He's kind of there.
Yeah.
He's in Toronto, isn't he? I think he's currently in Toronto, right? Didn't they send what's his name
He's
down
somewhere.
Oh, so
Is he-
Ray Bork won the Calder over Wayne Gretzky. It's not bad.
Okay.
Gretzky had 137 points. Bork had 65.
Good.
How's
Yeah,
that possible? Right, let's see.
Schwinn,
All right.
Matt Mankey is going to be in Tampa next weekend. He might check out the
Ooh.
Tampa game if they're home.
Oh, nice.
Matthew.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Matt Mankey wants us to come down to South Carolina and do a
I think
podcast
that's
from
a trip.
somewhere down there. I think that sounds like
Let's
a trip
go.
to me as well.
I also,
Nice.
Carolina
think we should
Rantigans.
go to Seattle. By the way,
Seattle would
love
be
to go to
awesome. I would love to go
I
there.
would love to go to Seattle.
I'll be in Vegas when the the Let's Go Devils podcast is going to be there.
Yes, you will.
just
Yes, you
just
will.
by coincidence.
Yep, coincidence. Beth and I are going to
Oh,
Vegas
wow.
for our anniversary.
All right,
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bet it all on black.
that's when is that?
Anniversary on 40.
Mid March, right?
Beginning of
It's,
March.
no,
St.
first-
St.
first
Patty's?
week.
Beginning of March.
Nope.
First week in
beginning
March.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not enjoying this at all. Not in the slightest bit.
Well,
You should
Eric
have ate
was saying that
marshmallow last. I
Harrison-
think that started it off.
Harrison was
That's-
poisoned.
yeah.
Feel-
that's
I
what
think
happens
your
when you
stomach's
eat
spoiled.
mint. That's what
When
happens
you're
when you
throwing
eat
the
the
beer on
mint
top of
before
it.
you siphon the gas.
It's true.
Oh, so Harrison's in contention
Muddles
as of
the
a couple
taste of
hours
the
ago.
gasoline. What did you say? I didn't even hear what you said.
Well, Brooke was saying that Harrison was called, I guess, he was going to be on Team Sweden, but they didn't make it official. It's between him. So right now you have Gustafsson, you had Markstrom, you had Olmark. Obviously, Markstrom's out. He'll be out for the Four Nations. Olmark's actually hurt too, so they might actually lose him as well. So they've said Harrison. They've also said there was a couple other guys that I was looking at, and I don't.
Shorts guy could be Sweden for 10 days.
Yeah, I feel like
I could be
the
Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish
Nice
the
little
Swedish,
Swede.
Swedish goalies were like running the league for a while, and now it's
Now the
like,
Russians are.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the Russians, yeah.
Right,
I mean,
annihilated.
They've been recently, but
Well,
yes,
unbelievable.
Finns.
well, who-
Finnish goalies
that's
were
a-
running
it's an
the league for a
interesting
while,
one.
too.
Who
Yeah,
would you rather have?
Kiprusoff.
Hellebuck, Ottinger, Swayman, Demko, or would you rather have Vasi, Shesterkin, Samsonov?
No.
I
So
mean,
would
not
it be
Samsonov. No. Shoot.
Sorokin.
Sorokin.
Sorokin. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean that trio is probably tops.
Yeah. I mean, Shesterkin and Sorokin's fallen off. That's the only reason why I was
Well,
throwing it out there. Because obviously, I think
But you're
Hellebuck
making
the
is
third
the best
game,
goalie.
right?
Isn't very good.
Hellebuck's the best, I think, followed by Shesterkin and Vasi as the next two. So then it's, would you rather have Ottinger, Swayman / Demko, or Sorokin?
Somebody's playing. Who did I was just watching somebody is playing much better than Swayman, who I would replace.
American?
Is it Decord? Joey Decord?
Joey Decord. He's played really
He's
well.
American?
Yeah.
Or is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
American.
No, he's
He's
American.
American.
They want him
His-
to be Canadian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
they want him. Yeah, they want him to be
and
Canadian.
he tried too. He tried as well.
Yeah, he
but
tried to
they
get
said
like
no.
some visa or something. They said not in time. Yeah, that sucks. I guess it makes sense. I don't want someone to just go in and.
Well,
kinda
Decord,
take a job with him.
if he gets a visa in Canada, right, or a citizenship, whatever it takes to play for them,
he wouldn't get it in time. There was a time.
I know, but this is four nations, but I mean maybe for the Olympics, because he actually
maybe.
has a legitimate chance to be the number one. In the U.S., never, and obviously he wasn't
not
even
even
chosen at the top three. But he's never going to beat. He's never going to take over Ottinger and Hellebuck. So if he legitimately wants to play, although it's weird that you would just want to play for any country, I guess, and not your own.
Isn't his
But
dad
just to be a
Canadian
number
now?
one goalie.
Yeah, I think
Isn't his dad
it's.
Canadian?
Yeah, but at least he's
Yes.
partially Canadian.
I'm gonna assume it's kind of like FIFA rules where you have to play for, either the country you were born in or a country that your parents have lineage. I remember Thierry Henry was some small island nation was trying to get Thierry Henry to play for them because of like some heritage on his mother's side, but he obviously said no to that. He stayed with France.
My
Ooh,
Listen,
my glass.
at the moment,
love
Have I
it.
seen this?
Heyo.
I love it.
Hold on.
I was actually. Oh, I forgot to pull
No,
that down.
it has the friggin' suds made nipples.
Nice.
Can't say it. Oh, yeah, I say it now.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Don't ever watch that
Um,
glass again.
I
Just
would
don't
actually
put it
take
in
Dustin
the
Wolf.
dishwasher. Hand
I
wash
would
it.
take Dustin Wolf over Swayman at the moment.
Wolf's hot right now.
I take
Yeah,
Decord.
he's got
I
more
would take
potential
Wolf.
right now.
Yeah, there's a couple I would take over Swayman, and it's I mean, not that
I would take him over
he hasn't been
Demko
great,
right now, just because Demko's
Oh yeah, but Demko's
because of
not,
his injury.
he's
Once
so
he's like
hurt,
100% healthy and playing the way he normally does, then I would go back to him. But
Yeah, that
right
trio
now,
would
I
be
wouldn't want him.
I guess last year's Demko or Swayman, Hellebuck and Ottinger is probably better than Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, and Sorokin. But obviously it's not last year, so
Yeah.
Well,
it's
would you
this year.
would you rather have Sorokin or Kochekov?
Sorokin.
Okay. I just figured
I want future Askarov.
future
Yes.
Or
Askarov,
that, yeah. That's what I was going to say that.
I'd
If
rather
he
future
reaches
Askarov
his
than any
potential that
Islander.
he's supposed to, I would rather have
Yeah.
him.
You actually might even
Don't
want
sleep
Samsonov
on
instead
don't
of-
sleep on Murashev in Pittsburgh.
He needs to get called up already. I want to see him play.
Kids, he's in the AHL now, and he just won his debut there. He
Nice.
saved like 29 out of 30 or something like that. Another full right.
Not bad.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah,
Is
there's
anybody
four guys full
93 on
right.
Pittsburgh?
No,
Oh, good. He needs to get called up, and that's his number.
pick 93. Yeah,
There's.
I'll
Can you
write him
name
a letter.
the? I saw it. Can you name the four guys that are all right in the NHL?
Lindgren.
Two of them are on
Oh,
Washington.
currently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lindgren,
Lindgren.
and
Logan
Thompson.
Thompson, Askarov.
yep, Askarov. Yep.
Who the hell's the
And-
fourth?
Who's the other
backwards.
full right?
Oh, is it some? No.
Who's the other backwards goalie?
It's.
Is Seelov's full right?
I just saw it on Twitter too. No, I can't find
Guy
it.
in Vancouver.
Oh, man.
Shilovs? I don't know.
Shilovs?
But he's kind of he's in the minors, but I don't know. Does it
He might
just
have been
mean
full
that has played a game this season?
Where's
Yeah,
it?
they played. There are four
starter?
starters, or four players,
Yeah,
four
stud
goalies.
starter.
Starting or oh man,
It was just four goalies, and I can't find. what the
it
link
could be
was. I'm
anyone.
not going to be able to give you the fourth one.
Peck.
That's annoying.
Yeah, Dan
Yeah,
Pekatowski.
Yeah. All right. Quickly. We just talked about Holy smokes.
Vamilka.
Vamilka.
Oh,
That's what it was.
Vamilka.
Yep.
That's,
Good call. Actually, I typed in Logan Thompson, then it came up as Vamilka. Yep. This is a disaster over here. All right, NHL, some stats. McKinnon's still leading the league, 77 points. Draisaitl falling up right behind him. I can see Draisaitl taking him now that McKinnon doesn't have his buddy anymore. Cooch, 73. He's had a little bit of a hot start. Schwim. Cooch, though, is a big old POS.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Hold on a
you want to go over those penalties real fast?
Okay, I can hear you now. There we go.
Yeah, so Nikita Kucherov, the game yesterday, just horrible. Did he get a penalty for that
No.
in the moment?
This is our you scum segment. There was two instances in the last Tampa game. One was Tampa defenseman Lilberg, who got up high on a guy and was only called for interference, and then they reviewed it after the game, and he was assessed a 2-game suspension today. And then at the end of the game's over. The guys, there's an empty net, and Detroit player, who was it? Rasmussen, I think, at Detroit. I forget who it was, but whatever. He's basically about to score into an empty net, like on a breakaway, and Kucherov just
Rasmussen. Yeah,
absolutely just takes him out, and he goes crashing into the net, and was subsequently hurt and like limped off the ice. It was just like a really, really shitty move at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He can be a prick sometimes, like when he's upset or whatever. He can do some pretty POS type things, and that was very scummy. And I'm not ashamed to say it, even though he's on my team. But I didn't like it. He did not get a penalty, nothing, no review, nothing like that. Can they review like a play like that where a guy deliberately
they should be able to
takes out someone? I guess, or they only review headshots.
No, they can review anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just a matter if they're going to get it right. They can review it, just doesn't mean they're going to get it right.
Maybe a good fine.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Who knows?
Yeah, at least a fine or something. I think that would have been.
Unless you're an artist. Is he an artist? At least. Is he an artist?
That's a good question. I think he is now.
Yeah.
If he is an artist, he'll, you can Superman punch someone baseball bat swing.
Scot free.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an artist. I'm an artist.
I can't be suspended.
It's okay. I'm a teacher.
I didn't know we could do that.
You ruined a jacket? Correction. I ruined two
perfectly good jackets.
Oh, did you guys see the Quinn Hughes pass to Connor Garland for the goal against St. Louis, where he passed it under the guy's shin guards as the defensive was sliding
in the game tonight?
No.
It was. Is that tonight?
Yeah, they're playing St. Louis right now.
Vancouver and St. Louis.
Oh, so then it was just happened. I thought it was before.
Damn.
I'll send it to you guys. It was ridiculous. He is nasty, Quinn Hughes. I saw that Fenway Sports Group has taken the Pittsburgh Penguins to market for a minority ownership stake, and everyone's saying Sid should do it, do another owner player.
Yager. Bring in Yager.
Yeah,
right.
That'd be nice. Does Lemieux still own a minority stake in it, or nothing? He sold it?
No, and there's I guess we don't know exact details, but there is not good blood between FSG and Lemieux and how things went down, I guess. Not sure what it is, but Lemieux has distanced himself from the team.
Trade confirmed. Hot news, guys.
Okay.
Courtesy of @Bob Shesterkin. New York Rangers received Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, $30 million for Matt Rempe. What a deal.
Wow.
Oh
and you want to know what? If that did happen, your fan base would lose their
minds
because they are all like championing that you guys are in a hot streak with him in the lineup. Your fan base would
he has as many points
as
so
upset for losing Rempe. It didn't matter who they would acquire.
Yeah. They'll
just acquire those two generational players and still be upset that Rempe got traded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he gets traded. I want to see everyone's hilarious reaction. I would
I
love
can't
to
wait
see
till he
that.
gets traded. Oh, I'm gonna be so
No,
happy.
I hope they
want to see a
resign him
Ranger
long
fan
term.
cam of their reactions when he's traded.
You guys know who the only left wing in the last 5 years to have over 400 plus points is?
I do not.
Brandon?
Nope. He's right wing, I believe. Another
Oh.
reason why the Rangers are going to get him. Artemi Panarin.
Panarin, that's right. I was going to say that.
Damn it. Okay.
Foligno impersonated. Did you guys all see Foligno impersonating Kaprizov taking a
for
penalty?
diving.
He got
Yeah.
2
that was funny.
2 minutes for embellishment.
Got a penalty for it.
Very
It was
funny.
Definitely worth it. It was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good. All right.
You're in Chicago. Who gives a shit? You should just be try to have as much fun as you can at this point.
That's all you can
You
do in
should,
Chicago
yeah.
because you're out.
Just go out
Right.
to have
You know
fun.
you're not going in for a long
No.
time.
All right, so we talked about Thompson. I'm just going through my notes, and then we can bid adieu. Oh, Gary Bettman hinted at retirement, and then I think one of the owners actually came out and suggested that he was looking to be for a replacement. So good riddance to good old Gary in the next 2 to 3 years, hopefully.
Yeah. Grass is not
we
always
talked about
greener, though.
Markstrom.
Yeah, I know. It could be somebody much
you
worse that we get.
You can't be. He's the only professional. He's the only commissioner in professional sports that has had 3 lockouts under his name. He can go right off. I couldn't care who comes in after him.
James Dolan.
He's horrible. Yeah,
We need
it would
Leopold
actually help the
to
Rangers.
introduce
It
the
would help
next
the Rangers.
commissioner of hockey.
We talked about Markstrom, and he's out and he's off Team Sweden. Dustin Wolf, obviously Calgary goalie phenom for the Hart Trophy. Actually, for the Calder Trophy. Sorry.
Older.
Steven, can Dustin Wolf sub for me tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Of course he can.
So, Stephen,
I'm in.
according to
I can never have the spot again.
according to Paul Biznasty, he keeps looking at the Pittsburgh skyline to see if Crosby gets traded. Any news on that?
Oh, my God. First of all, I'm going to go back to my clickbait statement, right? Spittin' Chicklets has turned into nothing but clickbait.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
Kevin Weeks, the amount of times Kevin Weeks just posts pictures. Do you know how many times he's
Eyeballs.
posted pictures of the Pittsburgh skyline?
Yeah, it's Pittsburgh Skyline's and eyeballs. Yep.
Multiple times per damn
Yep.
season, he posts the Pittsburgh skyline, just to get people riled up. And that's just what he does. That's his gimmick. So, no, Crosby is not getting traded. I think there's going to be moves in Pittsburgh, but nothing's
Not
going to
him.
be.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to be.
And that
big.
was on the note from Frank Saravalli again, saying that he's not sure how to process it yet, but impeccable
Yeah.
source said that the Rantanen deal was not the biggest thing on the table in the last 48 hours. I
Yeah.
mean,
An impeccable source.
Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
Listen, Sidney Crosby is awesome, but if you're talking about a better player being traded, Sid's not better than Rantanen. So it'd have to be like
At this point in his career.
Yes, at this point in his career.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
it's a bigger trade. If Sidney Crosby's
Yes.
getting traded, you don't think
Well,
that's a
it's the
bigger
na-
trade
it's
than the
name-
Rantanen trade?
name
That is a
value,
bigger
I get
trade,
name
yes.
value,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
actual
That
player
alone
value.
is a
But they
bigger
could even
trade.
say,
Name
like,
value
on the
is what-
table, on the table could mean Colorado asked if they could trade for Sidney Crosby. That could be on the table.
Yeah.
And that's it.
They mentioned the name Crosby while
Yes.
talking to another GM.
LeBron had said
Esteban,
that,
Esteban,
Carolina-
why don't
going
you
anywhere.
reach out to Pittsburgh and ask them if you
Yeah,
can
you should.
trade for Sidney
You should get our
Crosby.
sources.
Bring him to Toothless. Because that would be a
That's
pretty
good idea.
big name trade that could be out there.
I would
still
be.
Could
waiting
be on the
for-
table.
And that
Still
statement would be
still
correct.
I'm still waiting to sign an Atkinson.
Yep.
Yeah, you can have the one in
LeBron had
Tampa.
LeBron had said that Carolina and Vancouver were actually close on a trade before the Hurricanes and Colorado went that route. So that's who, maybe that's a JT Miller kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Yeah, when the hell is he going to get traded? Can we get this over with already?
Yeah.
What is taking Drury so
He's-
long?
I don't know.
He's not going
don't
to
know
the
what's going on.
Rangers.
Rangers, I have no idea.
Somebody's
JT
going to
Miller
come out of
become-
nowhere. Somebody's going to come out of nowhere and snag him.
I'll give the Devils fans a
the
little.
Rangers.
What's happening with Simon Nemec?
Nothing.
Is he going to be? Is he slowly whittling his way off this team?
No.
Is he even playing
So-
or is he being scratched?
He's in the HL.
So
right?
He's in the
He's
AHL.
in AHL, and a lot of that's
Needs to
attributed
play.
to the injury he had over the summer. And that article was a Slovak newspaper or news, whatever it was, news outlet.
Oh, speaking of
And
JT Miller, goal.
Apparently he was kind of baited into that question, and he kind of he answered it. And I'm going to be honest, I like the kid's ambition to want to be in the NHL. He didn't demand a trade in the in the article, but I think everyone's making a mountain out of a molehill, because the kid has the ambition to play in the NHL, and great. I mean, his injury set him back a little bit to begin the year, and the Devils picked up a lot of defensive depth. So there's really no spot on the team for him. And Fitzgerald took a lot of phone calls about that in the since that article, and every phone call has been answered the same, like, he's not available, not available, not available. So I don't think he's whittling his way off. I have a feeling it was just one of those things where he got baited into a question he got baited with a question into an answer that turned into a big thing that was nothing.
Eventually, though, he's going to want to play.
Yeah.
And the only way for him to get in the NHL might not be
playing yet
on the New Jersey Devils.
He's too young a defenseman. He needs to
defensemen
develop.
need time to
we
develop.
said the same thing. Well, we did this. We said the same thing last year about Luke Hughes, and he's played better this year. So give him a shot.
Name though. His name gets the shot on the team.
So then then that actually helps my point. Where if I'm Nemec, I say, screw you guys. I'm better than this kid.
I mean, maybe
I want off the team.
I think,
but he didn't say that. He didn't come out and say that.
He could go to management and say it.
He could say that. But yeah, I mean, he could say that. Hey, let me go play somewhere where I can actually get some playing time and not buried under all of these other players, because he could potentially in the future be a top pairing defenseman, and right now that's not on the radar on the New Jersey Devils. But
would he even be their first call up if they get an injury?
You also could trade him.
Or is there anybody else ahead of him?
He could be.
Well, you guys have who's your seventh defenseman right now? Isn't it?
Because it's him and Seamus Casey.
Oh, Casey.
There's a lot of people looking for. If you want to go, I guess he's not technically. I guess he's not a prospect anymore. But
somebody might,
for the sake of
just for argument's sake, try to acquire him.
Prospect for prospect. You straight up prospect for prospect. You guys get a forward prospect for a defensive prospect. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. Get Nemec for I don't know who's in the system for whoever's team, but everyone out there is looking for a defensive prospect, and you can get.
We have a
you potentially could have gotten somebody like you potentially could have gotten somebody like a Rucker McGroarty.
We could have, and if that deal was available, I got to imagine Fitzgerald would have explored it. But if it wasn't there, it wasn't going to happen. He's not a snap judgment type of GM. He's going to make a good thought out. Is this going to help the team?
Yeah, I mean, he also might have had different plans going into the season as
far
as how they're using
Rucker didn't want to stay in Philly. You think you want to go to Newark?
There's more to New Jersey.
Oh well, no.
Than
I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example. That's all I'm doing.
No, I'm just
not saying
joking around.
necessarily Rucker McGroarty. I'm just saying like Nemec for somebody like Rucker McGroarty. But yeah, and McGroarty was obviously he wanted to go somewhere where he just didn't want to play in Winnipeg. So, but yeah, I mean something like that.
All right. You guys got anything else before we end the pod? Shrimps.
No.
Horrible.
The team sucks.
Yep.
So does mine right now. Down 3-1.
Man. I love seeing it.
Month.
We have the new look Carolina Hurricanes in town tomorrow. So Rangers are mostly going to get smacked around. Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini had a bet on last weekend's BCBU game, and you had Will Smith come in with an Eagles jersey. Celebrini showed up in the Eagles jersey.
Nice. Who's leading the NCAA in scoring?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I do. Just because of who it is and what
Tampa
team he's affiliated with.
Guess who's going to an NCAA game next weekend?
Shorts guy.
SG.
Woo!
You have Elias Pettersson making his debut, or he made his debut with the Canucks. So you had two Elias Petterssons on the same team. Yep. Do you know the only other team to have that same circumstance where the same name played for the same team?
I feel like I'm gonna know once you tell me, but I can't think right now. What is
Anyone?
it?
Bueller?
No.
Say it.
Would be
Nope,
one
let's go.
Sebastian Aho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Two
didn't realize he was on Carolina.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Before he
I
went
thought
to
he was
the,
always on the Islanders.
before he
No,
went to
he
the
was-
fish
They're
sticks.
both on the same team.
No, he's hurt.
Dumb fish sticks.
He's been hurt.
Yeah, he's lovely
Oh, yeah, I said that.
Penguin, huh?
I
Right?
mean to say that.
Yeah, he's in the Penguins. Yeah, but he's been hurt for a while now, months. Wilkes-Barre's doing pretty well.
Still got to go out there, guy. Still got to go out to
Yeah,
Wilkes-Barre.
no, I definitely do because it's a nice, relatively quick drive,
Mm-hmm.
quickish drive.
It is.
You didn't go to a game there? I thought you went to a game there.
No, we only went
No?
to see
We-
Weird Al in Wilkes-Barre.
We talked
Fair.
about it though.
You should do that again.
Yeah,
Do both. See Weird Al and follow it up with the Penguins with the Wilkes-Barre Penguins game.
Here you go. What if Weird Al's
100%.
at a Wilkes-Barre Penguins game? It's
Oh
even
man.
better.
They're saying Miller's hell right now, seeing two Pedersons on one team. That's pretty good. I like that. All right.
Sounds
Civil
like
here.
Look forward
Four
to
crusties.
seeing some Schwim side by side comparisons with the chef.
hmm What's his last name? Does anybody know?
I should have no idea.
I don't.
Luigi?
What?
Luigi?
Yeah, on The Simpsons.
Oh, what's his last name? Oh, I don't even
Yeah.
know that.
It's another Italian dish.
Fettuccine.
ZD.
Okay.
Luigi risotto.
Luigi Risotto.
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta
You
love
only
it.
scum compared to Krusty. Okay.
People ask about Chiefs and Eagles. I hate Philadelphia.
Oh God.
I can't root for Philly.
Can they tie? Can there be a
I want-
tie in the Super Bowl?
And I hate the Patriots, so I want them just to keep getting, championships to screw over Tom Brady.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah,
No.
and
No,
I could
God.
not bear to watch Buffalo lose. Be as sad as the Jets.
I knew it was going to happen. There's no way Buffalo was going to win that game.
Yeah.
Listen,
It was
Patrick
close,
Mahomes
but
is the best quarterback. He's a Mount Rushmore quarterback already at age 29. So
Ugh, I'm
is that the
tired of
first
them.
time they
I'm
scored
tired of
over
some
30
of these
points all season?
yeah,
By the way,
it's just over here 30 points first time this season. Yes,
Of course.
it's amazing how good he is. He just gets it when he wants it. Like, he's awesome. And
I don't care
It's
who
another.
wins. I just want to win money.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
another situation where I know we're talking about football, where it's just the perfect pairing of Brady and Belichick and Reed and Mahomes.
Reed and Mahomes. Yeah,
So it's like you got to have the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback. So much of your success is about the system and the playbook and whether or not it fits your specific skill set. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It
I
just
mean,
works.
if Andy Reid's, it just works.
and the evolution of this offense has been impressive because in the beginning of the season they lose Hollywood Brown, who was going to be their Tyreek Hill. Then they lose Rashee Rice the second game of the season to a knee injury, and he's out. And so they lost their two number ones.
Lost the running back too.
They lost their running back for forever. Like this,
Yep.
the evolution of this offense and
He's out
him
all
in
season.
general has been awesome. Their defense is really good, and they did everything to surround this guy with upper talent, and they keep turning it over. Their GM and Andy Reid just know what they're doing. It's really impressive, actually, is what it is. And
What
yes,
have
it
they been
sucks
to,
they
like, the
keep
la-
winning
4 of the last 5 Super Bowls or something?
four of the last 5 Super
Four of
Bowls,
the last 6 or
5 of
something?
the last
I don't know.
5 AFC championships.
Ugh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they have
Yeah.
the way it's set up in
get
football, when you
called,
finish
too.
the way you finish, you win one game and you're in the AFC Championship.
One game there.
Stupid.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you
you
get the
win
bye.
one game.
No, that's only if you get the bye.
That's what I'm
Which
saying.
they
You finish
do all the
first,
time.
you win one game, and you're in
Yeah.
a championship, basically.
But it's not like they haven't faced. They're not facing the Jets in the AFC Championship or to get like
No,
they've faced
facing good
the
teams. but still,
Bengals.
again,
They faced the Bills. They faced the Ravens. These are 3 all-star quarterbacks.
There's
that
no
they faced.
parity in
I
the
don't know.
league, though. There's
You win one
no
game.
parity in the league.
Well, how's it not parity when there's those? You're talking about the quarterbacks in the AFC are awesome. Like
Yeah.
there are legit Hall of Fame worthy quarterbacks in the AFC.
Can the
there's
Jets
a lot.
beat
The
the
NFC
Chiefs
sucks.
on a random Sunday?
The
No,
Chiefs
no,
have
no,
the
no,
best
but
refs in the
The
game.
Bills can, the Bengals can, the Texans
But can the
possibly
Jets?
could.
Can the
Well,
Jets?
that's the Jets. They're the Jets. That's why I'm so happy that the Bills lost. Because
But
they're as
that's
miserable as I
my
am.
point though, because the Sharks could beat anyone on a random night.
I guess football,
You know.
anything can. Oh, who beat KC this year? It was wasn't it the
Denver.
Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
it should
Denver.
be.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
Didn't they beat them?
I
They
think
beat them
going to
like
the Denver Broncos is pretty neat.
They beat them like 42-0 or something like that in the last
You
week
just
of the
don't know
season.
football, do you, Schwim?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing
All
is,
right.
the following season they were 13-3
Yeah, yeah.
after that episode.
The Denver Broncos. All right.
And then they won back-to-back Super Bowls. Oh, here we
Whoa,
go.
that
Oh,
was
that's loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Take her
All
home.
right,
Get
I don't
out
know
of
what's.
here.
He's just taking it off. Yeah, this is a really good beer. It's 4.5.
It's just real silent
Yeah.
into the night.
I don't recommend doing what I did. Don't do
Fade
it.
away.
Thank you for the
Fade
tea,
out.
Brooke.
Don't do it.
How do you?
Fade out.
Oh wow.
Fade away.